Hi everyone, so I just came back from work, so I decided to do this video as I'm walking home. So today I want to talk about something that is very important, that is affecting so many young girls, so many young boys going to attach in life, especially those at varsity colleges, etc. So I'm going to talk about attachment, getting attachment in Zimbabwe. This is one of the things that is hard to get. This is where you start to see the reality of life. Believe me or not. So when I finished my high school, I didn't do the whole long holiday of waiting to go to university in August. So what happened is, when I finished when I finished varsity, I finished in November. December went for Christmas, obvious, joy after joy, and then after December I then went from January. Results came, started applying, got places at Chino University and the National University of Science and Technology. Those were the only two universities I applied to. So, and then March came, went to school, so I never get the chance to experience how life is outside of school, due to the fact that high school, secondary school, I was at a boarding. So then I finished the first year, everything is okay, I'm being provided everything. Second year I'm done again with doing everything that I'm doing. Third year, it's now the industrial attachment year. Girl, can you get attachment? No, I didn't get attachment. So then I applied like normal applying, going to companies. So then after finishing my part 2, I then went home and started applying online, applying for places, for placements. So you know those emails that circulate around. Started applying. There was no response, and to think of it, I didn't have any link. In Zimbabwe they say malinki akakosha. Links are very important. Without a link you won't get any attachment. I searched, so I reached a moment where I could just start crying from nowhere because of that. Time passed and I thought I would get attachment, but no, I didn't get attachment. Finally, when I heard that almost everyone in my class had now gotten placement for the attachment, and me, by that time I didn't have any. I wasn't attached. By that time I wasn't attached, so I was still at home seated. I then asked myself, where am I going wrong? I cried those days. I think those were my worst days, because I used to sit down. I think my mom noticed it, and sometimes she wouldn't ask, because I started. So one day I told myself, I'm going company by company, applying, crying. I still remember I went to Gweru City Council. If anyone from Gweru City Council, please shout out. I went to Gweru City Council. I reached there. I cried. I literally broke down and told them that, so where do you want me to go? Because I don't know. Because it's very Bentembelina, like all my hope was on your organization. Is it an organization or facility? I don't know. So I cried, and they said, we can't help you, you can only come August. And of which by August I should have been attached, but I wasn't attached. So from Gweru City Council, I went to Zesa. They told me I was late for applying. And the other thing that made me apply so late was the fact that during our 2-2, we started it in December. Then we started in December, and then we finished it in February. So some other institutions like MSU and CAT, Chino University, already started applying. When did they start applying? In December. So that's one disadvantage that I got. So some companies were telling me, you applied really late. That was it. What can you do? Faith without links. Now the pressure was too much because I was the only one left without applying. Then went on Google. This is what I did, guys. I then went on Google. If it's gonna work for you or gonna work for someone out there. But I then went on Google, searched the companies, all the companies, the private and the public companies that deals with the environment. By the way, I'm doing environmental science and health. So I searched there and took their phone numbers and started calling. Some were saying send your CV, and they were giving me emails. And then this other company just said send your CV. I sent my CV. You know why? By that time I was just applying, but I had lost hope on getting the placement. I just lost hope. I was just calling. I didn't know. Just thought maybe I was just gonna repeat the year because I was tired. So I applied. And then I sent the CV. Continued applying like normal. And then I started applying with those who were supposed to start attachment in August. That's when I saw that this thing is difficult. The other thing that I did was, I had forgotten. The other thing that I did was I went to industries to look for attachment industries in Gwe. I even went to China industries, guys. I was so stranded. I went to industries owned by Chinese people. I was stranded, telling you that anyone. I didn't know what to do. I was just praying. I think those days I was depressed for real. I was really depressed because of the situation. And then later on got a call. In fact, I received a message from that company that I took a number from Google, and they said they are looking for an attaché. I was really happy, guys. I was really happy. And then they told me everything. That's how I got attachment, with no links but only got hardworking. I think it's hardworking because who would think of taking numbers on Google and start calling them, bro? But I did that because I needed placement. And here I am, guys, coming from work. So for whoever, where I am, there is a lot of noise, and this road is much better because the other ones and they have too much noise. So someone who is looking for attachments, one thing I can advise you is that let me wait for this truck to pass. You see, One thing I can tell you, if you are looking for attachment right now, pray. Work. I think working. If you do not have links like me, you have to really work hard. You have to pray. You have to ask God. And then the other thing is, do not be discouraged. Sometimes you may get attachment because you may be the last one to get attachment and benefit more. It's just that your time won't the English is running away. But anyways, guys, thank you for listening to my video. Don't forget to like, comment and share. And if you are new Sabi, please, if you are new to this channel, seeing my face for the first time, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, so that we'll be sharing more everything that goes on in life as a 20-year-old or as a teenager, guys. Okay, bye.